A bus stop for more than a dozen kids is right in front of a home with 2 sex offenders living inside.
This is happening in the Wyoming public school system, and when our Target 8 investigators took your concerns to the superintendent, he claimed the problem had already been fixed.
Our Danny Carlson found a different story.
Wyoming Public School Superintendent Thomas Reeder told me last night that the bus stop had been moved last year once the district learned that a sex offender lived at the home that it's in front of. But we went to check it out today, both before and after school. The stop hadn't been moved. If this isn't resolved by tomorrow morning, are you going to bring her here tomorrow?
No, I'll drop her off or I'll bring her down that way. I will not bring her back to this area.
It's just the possibility of what could happen that's the most frightening for Renee Sivens. She and her young family moved to this neighborhood right before the start of school, but it was only today, week 2, that she learned her 6-year-old's bus stop is in front of the house of 2 registered sex offenders, both convicted of sex crimes against children, and that the district has known that fact since last school year. The people who lived at the house, the sex offenders themselves, actually called the district and said, "We want you to move the bus stop."
Then there's no reason that bus stop should be there at all. The bus stop should have been moved a long time ago.
That's right. I spoke off camera to one of the men who lives here. He told us he called the district last year to try to get the stop moved someplace else, but that never happened. We were told something different last night.
So we moved the bus stop, and we moved it down about 50 yards, I believe it is, and it's near a corner, and we've been picking up since then.
So we checked both before school and after, and this is what we saw. The bus stopping in the same place. We took that new information to the superintendent.
Sounds good. It's so unfair. It's really unfair.
How is it unfair?
Why don't you put that on there? It's so unfair the way we're treated.
After that initial conversation, Target 8 called Reeder, giving him another opportunity to talk, and he met us outside, vowing things will be different tomorrow morning.
I apologize to our parents. I mean, this should have already been done, but that's the job of a superintendent. I did not do my job.
Reeder tells us he does plan to proactively address this issue in the future, saying his transportation department will match sex offender addresses against bus stops rather than waiting for someone to call them asking for a move.
If you want to see if there are sex offenders living near you, you can use the state's online sex offender registry. The website allows you to type in your address and it will show you sex offenders living nearby. We do have a link for you at woodtv.com.